Hey, welcome to Chatting with Ashley. One thing I'm guessing you already know is that addiction affects the brain. It affects the makeup of the brain. It affects what part of the brain is turned on and working and what part of the brain is dormant and turned off. One thing maybe you didn't know is that betrayal trauma also affects the brain. It affects what parts are on and working, what parts are dormant and turned off. It changes the genetic makeup of it. One thing I'm guessing you probably didn't know is that being a bystander changes the brain in all the same ways. It affects what part of the brain is turned on. It affects what part of the brain is turned off. I define bystander as the person on the outside of the relationship. So we've got our individual working through addiction. We've got our individual dealing with betrayal trauma, who's really struggling to walk that path. And then we have a bystander, someone outside of the relationship who's striving to help and support these people inside the relationship. Specifically, I'm talking about the help and support system of the individual experiencing betrayal trauma. These bystanders experience what's called compassion fatigue, where all of their energy, all of their focus, all of their thoughts are toward this person that they love, this individual walking through betrayal trauma. And they don't quite know how to help if they've never walked betrayal trauma themselves. But also, even I've discovered those of us who have walked betrayal trauma ourselves sometimes have a hard time supporting a loved one walking it themselves, because being the bystander is a new role. So this class, Bystander Basics, is all about that person. If you're walking betrayal trauma, I really want you to consider who your support system people are. Do you have mom, sister, best friends that maybe could benefit from learning a little bit more about just what betrayal trauma is and what compassion fatigue is and what's happening with the brain and all of those things? They'll learn the language of addiction, so they'll learn what it means to be sober and what it means to be in recovery. They'll learn how to spot those weather checks. They'll learn about pioneer woman mode, which is a term we use in Worth. They'll learn all of these terms, all of this language that we use, and understand it in a way that will allow them to empathize and will allow the two of you to create a connection that maybe wasn't there before. In the last Bystander Basics class, one of the feedback we received said, after each class, I call up my daughter and we talk about what I've learned that week. And we've been able to connect more and understand each other. I love that feedback. I love that this class facilitates those discussions and builds that connection. Personally, last week, I had a moment where I was struggling with a trigger. It was really hard. I was doing all of my normal stuff, but I knew one of the things that I just needed was connection with someone. And I called up my mom and was able to say, Mom, I'm having a trigger day. And because as a bystander, she's learned the terms, she understands what it is that I'm saying, she knew exactly what I needed and how to help me and was right there. And having someone that I could call was incredible. It was a unique experience that I haven't had before, because we've only just started having this class and my mom and I have only just started working together on learning these things. And so I want to share that with everyone. Bystander Basics. Round 2 is starting March 4th. So I encourage you to use this video and share it with people in your support system. Let them know that it's there. We do have a cost associated with this class simply because it takes an amount of time. It takes some time to do it. And the content is pretty incredible. I'm really proud of it. I love being associated with this class. But if the cost is prohibitive, or if the time of day, it happens at 10:30 Mountain Time on a Friday, which I know is difficult, please reach out to me. We record all of the sessions and we can send all of the handouts so that you'll still be able to participate, even if the time is prohibitive. And also we can work through cost things. So please reach out, please share this, and take a moment to consider those bystanders in your life. how much they love you and how much they want to support you, and how this class might be able to benefit that scenario and foster a stronger relationship between you. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. I love fielding questions. I had someone reach out and we went through an entire lesson. And in fact, if you're part of the Worth group, on March 2nd, I will be leading the Worth Foundations class and just teaching one of the lessons that we do in Bystander Basics, so that you can learn more about it and you can ask me your questions. And we'll make sure that this is a comfortable, safe opportunity for those around you to learn a little bit more about what supporting someone through betrayal trauma looks like. Thanks for joining me on Chatting with Ashley. See you next time.